Hey, 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 Leadheads. Welcome back to another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Leducating the uneducated for how many years? That's right, 10 years of Talking Lead goodness. And we're bringing you more goodness. And we've got lots of leducation in this episode. More from the 2023 SHOT Show from the KelTec booth. We've got, in this episode, we're bringing you Mission First Tactical. Our good buddy Dave Edelman and sponsors of the show have two new holsters that they've released since SHOT Show. They've got their Pro Series holsters, which it has 3 new patents on this holster that no other holsters have. It uses an inline mag system for retention. So you're doing away with the screws and the washers and all that nonsense. So they're going to tell you about that in this episode. And they have a new belly band holster. That's right. So for you carriers that like to go low profile, lightweight, easy on, easy off, the belly band holster for Mission First Tactical is going to be awesome. You don't want to miss that interview. Also in this episode, we've got Deb Ferns, who is the founder of the Women's Outdoor Media Association, and Lanny Barnes, who is a 3-time Olympic biathlete, and she just so happens to be a pro 3-gunner also. They're going to talk about some cool things they've got going on. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old front sight range, but they have taken that over, and it's now called Prairie Fire. They got some new cool shooting events coming up at that facility that they're going to be talking about there. Also, in this episode, we're going to be talking about IWI's new Carmel, the Carmel rifle. It's a short stroke gas piston, fully ambi. It's got a 2-position gas regulator, all kinds of cool features. Tom Alabrando, which for you AK Corner fanatics, Tom has been on the show. On the AK Corner, we talked about the Uzi. So Tom knows his stuff, and he gives you all the inside dope on the new IWI Carmel rifle. Also joining us for that interview is our good friend Yehuda Remer, and Yehuda has a new book out, and you've probably heard, we've talked about it in some of the previous episodes there, but this is the actual interview that we have with Yehuda on his new book, Bullet Points: Reasons Why America Should Embrace Common Sense Gun Laws. Don't judge, listen to the interview. You'll get it. So all that and more in this episode. Tune in. Make sure you go and show all our sponsors some love and support. KelTec. Go to KelTec Weapons. Use the code LEADHEAD. Get a big fat discount, 15%. Same thing with Mission First Tactical. LEADHEAD, 20% off anything there on Mission First Tactical's website, and that includes those new holsters. You can get the discount, 20% off Mission First Tactical. And, of course, Seal 1 for all your gun cleaning needs. Go to Seal 1 and Seal 1 and Done. Clean, protect, lube your firearms. And use the code LEADHEAD for 25% off on Seal 1. So some other big news we got going on. NRA. So for you Leadheads that are going to be attending NRA, we will be there. We're going to be at the KelTec booth. That's right. KelTec is sponsoring us for a second time. They did us at SHOT Show, and they're hosting us for NRA. So that awesome booth that they've got there, you heard us talk about it. You've seen pictures. If you're going to be attending NRA, and you should, it's in Indy, easy to get to, pretty reasonable prices as far as hotels and whatnot there in Indy. So come out and see us at the KelTec booth. And I believe I've got the number now. Let's see. It is booth number 8263 at NRA. So those who are coming out for the annual meeting in Indy for NRA, come by and see us at the booth. Let me know that you're there. If you come by and I'm doing an interview, tell somebody, hang out for a minute, and I'd love to talk to you, meet you, shake your hand, tell you how much I appreciate all your support over these 10 years of the Talking Lead podcast. And we're in talks, so I don't know, but we're trying to strum up some kind of big, awesome giveaway also. So come by, and as I get more details and it's closer to the event, I'll let you in on all the goodies and cool things that we're going to be doing there from the KelTec booth. Also, I'm trying to, and I want to set up because I didn't get the video with the podcast at SHOT Show. I want to set up some sort of a multi-cam system, camera system, video recording system. So if any of you lead heads are proficient in that and know anything about that, I need some help. I need tips on equipment, software, setup, how all that works. But then that way I'm going to be able to bring you guys even better coverage for these events that I go to. So we can get you some awesome video along with our interviews like we normally do. When I record the podcast, we put out a video. So this will help me do that too. And live broadcasting. So it'll give you a lot better quality with that too. So if any of you lead heads are proficient with that, talkingled@gmail.com. Email me and let's talk. So there you go. That's enough of the pre-show. I'm just going to go ahead and roll this in. You guys enjoy these interviews, and we got lots more from SHOT Show coming. So stay tuned. Be on the lookout. We've got interviews from Keith Garcia, 3-gun champion Keith Garcia. We've got the guys from LEO. They've got some new products. We've got Ken Campbell from Gunsight. We've got Carrie from Stilettos and Shotguns and We the Female. We've got an OG episode that I did with Professor Paul Markle. That's a funny one. That's a good one. And we got a couple of guys who deal with human trafficking, Nick and Corell, and very interesting interview with those two guys. So those coming up. We've got James Reeves with the Firearms Blog also coming up. So lots more from the 2023 SHOT Show from the KelTec booth. So make sure you keep an eye out because these are dropping quicker than a marsupial hyped up on cocaine. Hey, lead heads, we're back. This is day 4 of the 2023 SHOT Show, bringing it to you from the official headquarters here at KelTec's booth. And kicking off day 4, what better way to do that than with our good buddies and sponsors of the show, Mission First Tactical, Dave, and this is Bobby's first time on the show.
Yeah, it is.
Right, you're a new guy.
Yeah, but hey, I got to spend some time with you in the desert.
That's right, we did. Bobby and I were at the Gunsight event that Lockdown put on, and man, was that not fun?
That was awesome.
We had a great time there. Something's sounding weird here. I don't know what it is. Maybe that microphone. There we go.
That's better.
That sounds more better.
Good.
I think that mic was hot. But yeah, so that's where I got to meet Bobby. And Mission First Tactical, obviously here at SHOT Show, everybody likes to release their new products. You guys have some new products that we're going to talk about, but Bobby kind of gave me a little inside dope when we were in Arizona, and I've been looking forward to this. So you guys have a new holster. It's not just a new holster, but it's a whole new system.
Exactly.
It's a whole new concept for holsters. So Bobby, talk about your new Pro Series here that you guys have.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so a little history about this is that we've been working on a holster that is going to be legendary, that's going to be something unique, something that's going to hit the market and resonate. So we were tasked by an agency, professional agency that wears a gun every day to make something stand out. And so we did. So it's called our Pro Series line. We do make this system. It's a system, actually, and it's not just a holster where you can just drop in a handgun and it just sits there, right? So we put a lot of time and effort, a lot of engineering, a lot of R&D into this platform for professionals, hence Pro Series. Right. So that's obviously the commercial market is going to get this holster as well, and they're going to have a top-of-the-line holster. It's almost impossible nowadays to get a concealment holster with one patent. So looking at this holster, we were able to squeeze out 3 remarkable technologies to get us to 3 patents. So it's a nice, phenomenal holster.
So in layman's terms, what he's talking about is there's a lot of new technology that didn't exist prior in holsters that you're going to get in this new Mission First Tactical Pro Series.
Exactly.
So let's talk about it. Let's break them down one by one.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on in this holster, but it's a simple system. We're not being by systems. We use everything built into this holster with advanced technologies. So it's basically new to market for us. Number one is the inline magnetic retention system. So ILMLS, excuse me. So what we do is we use a integrated neo magnet. So if you can think about this while you're on the show here, we use a system that indicates and locates right on the muzzle of the barrel. So once the handgun locks into place, it's there. So we got a strong neo magnet, 11-pound pull. So we eliminated any other locking devices. So
that's what's unique about this is there's no other retention for your firearm. It's the magnet that does all the retention.
Very clean break.
And it is a extremely clean break.
Yep, and then we eliminate any tension screws. We don't have to worry about if you put excessive belt pressure on the holster if you're wearing it inside the waistband. So that's a negative effect. With the shell of this holster, it retains rigidity, so the handgun just goes right in. The magnet sucks it in. You still get that audible click, and you once it's inside your pants, you don't have to worry about it.
That's what she said.
About a 100-year life on that magnet. So.
I was going to ask. That was going to be my question. Is the only concern or question I would have would be the life of the magnet. So the magnet's going to outlive you.
Yeah. So again, real quickly, talking about that is that so we have a weapon light holster and a non-weapon light holster.
Okay.
So the cool thing about this is what I like, because I shoot a lot. I test products and I go downrange. I love my weapon light holster, but I don't like cleaning it. You know, as you guys know, the carbon buildup on the lens of the light, it's a pain in the ass to clean. You got to do that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a system where I can remove the weapon light and still use the same holster and run the same drills
and get the same retention.
Exactly.
You can do that with this.
It also,
That's
the
great.
retention does not key off of the light, so it's not a failure point. And if you have lights in the similar footprint, they'll also fit in there.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's fully ambidextrous. Right hand, left hand. We can go with the standard belt clip. Or
Inside, outside.
Yep.
You got the different clips that you go. Now talk about this portion, and I'm pointing at for our listeners. You don't know what I'm saying when I say this, but I don't know what you call it. So
It's called the Optimized Mechanical Advantage Ambidextrous Belt Claw.
Whoa, that's a mouthful. What's the acronym for that?
The claw.
The claw.
Right.
Okay,
so
there we go.
So a lot of people in the commercial IWI space, they're very familiar with the claw. So looking at several other manufacturers, we're talking about our engineering software that we use. We kind of determine where the key points are for a fulcrum, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of wings are way out to the side. A lot of wings are too close to the body, which isn't really doing anything. So me and my team of engineers, we looked at it and said, hey, let's try to keep this streamlined as possible, but get the same effect as a claw that's sticking way outside. So with our software, we're able to determine where the fulcrum point is along with pressure. So with that, we designed a claw system that's fully ambidextrous and fully adjustable, not only up and down, but also for we call
Yaw?
How can I say? Well, that too.
Like
yeah, we like that, but I didn't want to get too technical. So, but anyways, so for smaller belts, you can adjust that claw for like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. So it's fully adjustable to the customer.
Nice, very good.
Yeah.
So that's number 2 patent. Mm-hmm. Number 3,
yes, is our vertical wedge.
The vertical wedge.
Yes, sir. So it's built in.
Now, a lot of people wouldn't notice this just right off. They're just like, okay, that's a cool design. I like that. But this wedge that we're talking about, it's hard to describe over for the podcast, but you guys, we've got a nice video on our Instagram page where Bobby explains this as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a built-in. It's a revolutionary design. It's designed to bring the top of the holster close to the body. So if you just picture like a doorstop, right? So that wedge system, just place that on the side of the holster, and you're on that wedge, your belt makes contact with that wedge system. So what that does is built in, and it pushes the handgun close to the body. So
physics.
Yes. So a lot of engineering, a lot of design went into this. So we were first to market with this idea. A lot of, from what I've seen, just doing R&D, a lot of other manufacturers are putting foam pads, etc. So a lot of, it's not a one-size-fits-all.
So what this is going to do, let me see if I can get this in layman's terms.
Go ahead.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's been times, and it depends on what pair of pants I'm wearing, my gun will tend to lean outwards instead, especially if I'm not, I don't have my shirt over it. But even then, if it's a loose shirt, it'll still tend to, my body pushes it outwards anyway. This is going to keep it from doing that. It's going to keep it snug. It's going to keep it in. So less, I guess, printing for us, military, I'm sure, or law enforcement, I'm sure they don't care, but still, it's still going to be closer to the body. It's snug to the body. Everything's nice and tight. And it's not dangling, I guess.
Correct.
So you don't have it dangling out.
Exactly. So with it being ambidextrous, right? So with this wedge, it has to be on the other side as well. So during testing, what I did find is that the wedge acts like a doorstop while it's against the body. In weather that's very sweaty. I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I was testing this in and out of vehicles, and I'm like, man, some of my other IWBs, they were, dropped down underneath my belt line, and it was impeding my grip.
Right.
So with this system, it helps prevent that. That's like a stop. So it just stays in place. And
very nice.
Yeah, it's a good feature.
I dig that. So that's your patent number 3 on this. So a 3-patent holster, new concept. I don't think there's any other company out there that has a magnetic retention system in their holsters.
Nothing like ours.
Yeah, nothing like you guys. And that's all the retention that you have to worry about. There's no thumb releases or
no friction,
no screws. I don't have to worry about losing my screws at the range now. We were at Gunsight. It's a prime example. All those little washers and the screws were, they were all over the place. Where people, the screws were coming loose. So that's a nice feature too.
Yeah.
Plus, it's cutting down on the weight.
Yep.
So it's even lighter now.
Streamlined.
So you don't have all that screws and washers and things. So very nice.
Another key thing about this holster, so that we got to follow the market trends. So right now, most of the folks are running red dots. So with that is paired with the tall co-witness sights. So we looked at that as well. So all our holsters will accommodate red dot sights and also the co-witness sight. So we got a generous sight channel, so we don't have to worry about our sights hanging up. So
Good
for you
point.
guys,
Great
for you
point.
guys that run red dots and co-witness sights, this holster system's for you.
Yeah, suppressor height.
Yeah.
Sights as well. Yeah. Very nice. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Is this all Bobby T or Bobby M here?
Yep.
That's all you?
Yeah.
Nice design.
Yeah.
So, but wait, there's more. So there's the holster, and the name of the Pro Series is?
The Pro Series, IWB.
Okay.
And as you mentioned, lead heads are hearing it first. This is a soft launch at SHOT Show. We're going to do a full market launch in about 60 days where we'll have Glock 19, 6365, Glock 43, 43X, Hellcat, and then we'll just keep building the fits from there.
There you go. Fantastic. Can't wait to get mine to show the lead heads. And then the custom printing is going to be available on these 2 lead heads.
Yes, sir. That's coming out of our custom shop.
I know that was the next question coming out of their mouth, so we just answered that. And now let's talk about your next offering that you have here, newest offering.
So, guys, we were tasked by a customer to come out with a better mousetrap for a belly band.
Okay.
There's hundreds of them out there. Just go hit Amazon. And they're
Better
all
belly band.
Better belly band. What we found is that they're all giant neoprene sweat pads for the most part.
Yeah.
The retention is terrible.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of safety or thought into that for function. So what we did is we brought it into our world. So instead of neoprene, we use a 3D spacer mesh from the body armor world. Super breathable, antimicrobial, comfortable, machine washable.
Yeah.
So you're going to sweat on it.
Oh, yeah.
We make it as universal as we can, so from 26 to 52 inches. There's
There
just
you
a
go. Wide variety
wide variety.
of waist sizes,
You just
male or female.
Yes, sir. Just cut the self-sealing material with the soft loop to size, and you're good to go.
Cut it down to size.
Cut it down to size. Yes,
Nice.
sir.
Now, what I liked about it, the first thing I noticed was that you've got a lot of administrative real estate on this for additional, not just your firearm, but other things, magazines, pins, your money, wallet, whatever. There's all kinds of other useful spaces on this. I mean, which is smart. Why not make use of the entire belt? Talk about that.
Yes, sir. So we made it ambidextrous, and we made it one size fits most firearms. There's a QR code that'll take you to a list of approved firearms. There's also a sheet in there that'll make sure that if you put another firearm in there that we haven't tested at HQ, that you do it safely.
Will it fit a judge?
We have not tested it.
We have not tested the judge.
I think it's outside the realm.
That's gonna be a question.
That might be custom.
We might have to make a custom ankle holster.
Right. We'll cut a slit into some of those other administrative areas there and expand it. I don't know.
But it does fit a wide variety of firearms. So, if you carry multiple firearms or different uses, if you're going to go jogging or you're going to the store, you only have to buy one. There's a hard laminate in there that protects the trigger guard.
Okay.
Again, that safety feature. And then another nice thing that we did with the help of Bobby is we slightly angled the administrative pockets. I'm sorry, not the administrative pockets. We slightly angled the accessory pockets so there's no interference with the heel of your gun.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
So if you want
Nice.
to carry spare mags, knives, flashlights, pepper spray, chapstick, really whatever you want to put
Not
in
going to interfere with your draw.
at all.
Nice.
No, sir.
I like that. So your light, your knife, your extra mags, you got it all right there in this nice, comfortable, secure belly band.
Yes, sir. And then to your point, the administrative pocket. So we got two admin pockets with YKK zippers.
Yep.
Big enough for a tourniquet, a credit card, a backup key, some cash.
If you're in Vegas, your rubbers.
I like it. I can fast walk jog with it, so it actually retains the firearm well.
Yeah, that's the thing too. So another use for this, if you guys, you're out exercising, you're doing your jog, you're doing your run. I'm not gonna.
Look,
if you're in the gym, I'm just gonna say, if you're in the gym,
yep, you got a spot for your concealed carry permit.
got a spot for all that stuff, and it's so secure that you can wear it while you jog or run.
Yes, sir. That was
walking the dog.
Yeah, we tested it on a treadmill.
Got your sweatpants. This is going to be like, let's face it, you ever put a holster on sweatpants and it just pulls your pants down.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
You can't run, you can't jog, you can't exercise because it's bouncing around, it's jabbing you. And this right here is going to give you the ability to do all that extra excessive movement and not worry about.
Or if you just want
Bouncing
to run into the house real quick and you don't want to have to put your pants on and your belt on and your holster on.
So it's just like a quick
Just grab it. Yep.
duty belt.
Yep. A lot of the ladies and some other folks out there that wear dresses that don't have the waist belt.
Yeah.
This works great.
Very nice.
Yeah, with the medical grade Velcro, it's awesome.
So I'm just going to go through here and read, or maybe I'm not because I don't have my readers. I was just going to go through and read. So we got the package here. So thanks to Colby for running this over. This is awesome. Read the list of features and make sure we went over everything because this thing's got a lot.
Yes, sir. Okay, so MFT belly band features. We have a hard laminate trigger shield, protection for maximum safety, 2 elastic sleeves for spare magazine, knives, flashlights, and pepper spray, or anything else you could think of.
Whatever.
2 secure YKK zippered storage pockets for credentials, cash, keys, phone. Breathable 3D spacer mesh allows for more airflow and increased comfort. Flush fit on lower back and waist for ideal concealed carry. Adjustable fit for all-day comfortable carry. Sometimes after lunch, we got to let it out a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
The materials are stretchy, so it'll move with you. Secure, soft medical grade hook and loop fits up to 52-inch waist, so we didn't really talk about that. But one of the things Bobby noticed doing some T&E is that we used the softest, smallest medical grade hook that we could. So if you misalign it, it's not going to chew you up.
Okay, nice.
Easily worn without a belt. I'd actually prefer it.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't want to wear that with a belt.
Can be worn with activewear, sweats, and leggings.
There you go. My point exactly, right there.
And
this is called the...
Right now it's the MFT belly band,
Okay.
but I got to tell you, based on the response at the show, there's going to be several versions of the MFT belly band. There's more coming, guys.
All right. So like additions or...
Yeah, just different versions for different reasons, you know.
Okay. All right.
Just
Give me an
like-
example. Or should we not say that? Because we don't want somebody cramping your style.
I can go ahead and tell the lead heads. There's
Okay.
right now we have the design just about finished on I don't know what we're going to call it, maybe minimalist or maybe light.
Yeah.
But we're going to remove all the admin, and it basically just holds the firearm. So
Sure.
if you're going out for a jog and you don't want the weight, or you're a small-waisted person, it's a much nicer fit.
Okay. It's a little slimmer, maybe.
Much slimmer,
Okay.
much smaller footprint.
I dig that. I dig that.
And I didn't mention it, but MSRP on this guy is $49.99 with a map of $39.99. So a lot of value.
And as always, lead heads, you can use that Talking Lead discount code on these new products, the holster, the belly band, and get that big fat lead head 20% discount.
Yes, sir. Hey, guys, go to the website. These will be in stock in a day or two.
Fantastic. Are we getting other colors?
We will, and we're also playing with an idea I think that you're going to love. So just like our custom program, right, with our special makeups, where we have fun with holsters and mags, we want to have fun with the belly bands. We want to
Oh, no, you're going to be able to print on these too?
We're trying to work it out.
Okay.
You know, some Batman belts or He-Man belts or WWE
belts. MMA belts.
Yes, sir. Rocky Balboa belts.
Oh my gosh, that is genius. I love that.
So lead heads, look out for that. We're going to have some fun, probably do monthly giveaways like we usually do. And I don't know, if we can figure it out, maybe we'll sell some.
Maybe we'll sell some. Fantastic. Well, guys, this is great. Bobby, first time on the show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
I've got this line of questions that I ask. I'm not going to ask all of them, but I'm going to hit you with a couple of them. All right. New guy questions. All right. What was your first handgun or rifle that you shot? That you can
Man,
recall?
all right, so I go way back. Obviously, as you know, I shoot professionally. I've been in the circuit now I'm going on my 25th season. But I started shooting when I was 7 years old.
7 years old?
Actually, I pulled the trigger when I was 6, but really started getting into it when I was 7.
Do you remember the firearm, the first one you shot?
Yes, it was a Ruger single action 22 Magnum.
Nice. And was that like a family member's, your dad, your grandpa's?
Yep. So my brother got me started. He's a retired SWAT sergeant now. And he ran the range and then all the tactics for his agency. I was always there at the range picking up the brass and whatnot. So at the age of 15, I got introduced to the Israelis. So they came over to my brother's training unit and did some training. I was picking up the brass, and we were running MP5s. We go through the shoot house. So these guys are like, "Hey, have your brother, run through the course." And I've done it several times, but nobody watched.
This was at age 15.
Yeah, so I started rocking MP5, go through the shoot house.
Sweet.
And then these Israelis were like, "Holy crap, this guy's a phenom." So at that point, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was just watching.
Just having fun.
Yeah, I was just having fun, but I was learning and watching what these guys were doing. I was like, I could do that. But I carried that through my military career and got out and jumped into holsters and so here I am.
And here you are today. So, I mean, you obviously got some sort of an engineering or technical background.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that.
Oh, well, it's just automotive. So my engineering background's automotive because
we got a lot of people from the automotive industry that have come over to the firearms industry.
Yeah. So coupled with that, working with that knowledge and learning, some of that engineering, and then also being a shooter, right? So being a shooter, wearing what I design, and being with professionals on the range, and just picking up nuances and understanding their language. So that's a lot of the stuff behind my designs,
So do you have law enforcement background?
I do not.
Okay. Military, law enforcement?
Just military.
Okay.
Yep.
So talk about that real quick.
Where
you served?
Huh?
Army.
Army. Yeah,
Army.
U.S.
Okay.
Army. Yep. So
very good. How many years?
I did 5, so I had to go. I got out too early.
You got here. You should have stayed a little bit longer.
I should have stayed. Yeah, I got I had some medical issues. So
yeah, well, life happens.
Yeah,
life happens.
Being in the war, so that's what happens to you.
If you could spend the day at the range with any one person or a group of people, whether they're alive, dead, or fictional.
Well,
have you run through these questions?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I thought you had. Yeah, I thought you had.
Well, going way back, so shooting sports, I shoot IPSC, USPSA. I got one guy that really took me under his wing. He was a law enforcement officer up in Washington State. His name's Yang Lee. And Yang's another Grandmaster up in Washington State, but also Travis Tomasi is another Grandmaster world champion. So we hit the range, indoor police range. I used to drive over 2 hours just to get there just to train with these guys. So I owe a lot to Yang Lee and Travis Tomasi to get me where I'm at in the shooting sports. So, some other guys that are really, really good friends.
Yeah.
Those two guys at the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah. That's a great group of guys. I'd like to spend the day at the range with you guys.
Yeah.
What if you could bring a fictional character into this? Who would it be with your group? First thing comes to mind.
Superman. How about that?
Superman.
Ooh.
Okay. There you go.
Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel. Yeah. I mean, he has no need for a firearm, but it would be cool to see him wield his powers with a SIG or something. Yeah, that'd be sweet. That's the first time anybody said Superman.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Good job.
I guess I'm the trendsetter.
You're the trendsetter. This question is for both of you. If you could eliminate anything, any one thing for 2023, just make it completely disappear, go away, never to return, what would you have eliminated?
That's tough. So it's either the ATF or the federal income tax.
Nice. I'll give you two then. You get two.
I was going to say no tax on gas.
No tax on it. Just no tax. Just stop right there.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, because that's theft. Taxation is theft, thievery. Well, good deal, guys. So how's the show been for you?
It's been absolutely fantastic, Marty. I got to tell you, it feels like before all the nonsense.
It's kind of getting back to normal, except for that guy that just walked by
with the astronaut helmet on.
He had a big, giant, clear face mask on. Yeah, wow. It was. But maybe he needs it. Maybe he's got something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Protecting the rest of us. God bless him. So more coming from MFT this year.
Yes, sir.
We got some more stuff planned, not just this stuff.
We got a lot of really exciting stuff coming this year.
Nice.
Obviously, you and the Leadheads will know before everybody else.
Fantastic. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned because all the exclusive happen here on the Talking Lead podcast and the discount codes. Nobody takes care of their listeners better than Talking Lead and our sponsors like Mission First Tactical and KelTec. More coming from the 2023 SHOT Show, Day 4, final day of the Talking Lead podcast, the official headquarters here at KelTec.
Terry has an affinity for reliability and function. A former Navy SEAL and Tier 1 operator, he approaches things from a practical performance perspective. Whether he's backpacking in a remote wilderness area or out on an arduous hunt in austere terrain, he's got a go big or go home approach. It's tempered with a minimalist mindset. Take what you need and nothing you don't. Terry truly appreciates the KelTec Sub 2000. This 9mm semi-automatic carbine folds in half to tug neatly away in situations where space is a premium. It may be a pistol caliber, but its 16-inch barrel translates to velocity, which translates to power downrange. The rifle features Picatinny rails and M-Lock attachment points, so he can accessorize it the way he needs it for every outing. Innovation, performance, KelTec.
All right, so what would you think this is, just looking at it?
The inside of a pen.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like.
I think it's a new spring for something.
A new spring for something?
Yep.
Okay. Dooley?
So that is the AR-15 takedown tool. And you use it, so it's a hammerless impact device. anytime you got to drive pins in and out, it drives it.
So when you're breaking down your AR, we'll pop the top.
This goes over instead of grabbing a pen or a pocket knife to slam.
Finding a hammer to.
You just drive that, and it drops it.
And it drops your pins.
Oh, that
is that not cool?
That is awesome because I'm always grabbing something and scratching up the outside of my.
Yeah.
So they have
ink
that.
pen or something that you're not supposed to be pushing your pins.
Is
with?
that the new product area?
I don't know where he got it.
They're downstairs. They have a booth right downstairs. But the other part, this slides through your receiver to put detents in the front. Put your detent and spring in.
Yeah.
Rotate it out of the way, and then you slide the other one through, so you don't have to use a razor blade when you build them.
Right. That's smart. Huh. That's handy.
Yeah.
Is that not?
Yeah.
Here,
I mean, you don't find many.
Fiddle with it while we
things.
talk.
Okay.
You'll probably find all kinds of other uses for it.
They've got a full set now that'll do block pins and everything like that. That's awesome.
You're looking at me like I ever clean my own gun.
Well, you don't. I know you don't.
It's one of those things. It's like if you use them, you use the takedown and you're taking and you see this invention, you're like, why didn't I think of that?
Oh, 100%. The first time I got my hands on one, I went, this almost makes me angry because this is such a
it's so simple and but genius.
On that same vein, years and years and years ago when we were at our Babes with Bullets camp, and Guy from Up Lula comes out and puts it up Lula over the top of the magazine, and the girls can't get, their thumbs are split and everything, and puts it up Lula over and pushes it down. The girls tap. They're like, why didn't I think of that? Mm-hmm. Something that was just squeeze, push, and the spring compresses, and you stick a bullet in, because when they're loading 200 and 300 rounds a day, they cannot keep up with that without their skin just going. Right?
Well, yeah, especially the last couple rounds. Try to get those in there on a brand new magazine.
Especially
if
you're
impossible
cold.
if you don't have good grip strength.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Any of the Sigmags?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are those big 60 rounders that you try to load? Yeah, definitely. Deb, welcome in.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you taking the time to stop by the Talking Lead booth here at the official lead quarters at KelTec.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're pretty familiar with KelTec, so this was the next step in. And when we were running Babes with Bullets 3-gun challenges down at Kay and Jerry Mixler's place, KelTec was always a big part of that.
Could you name dropping?
Well, I'm just saying because Kay is our head instructor of our Babes with Bullets. Lanny was an instructor for many, many, many years, so I could drop names all day long on people
I
you
know.
would know.
Yeah. You could drop names I probably didn't even know.
There we go.
That I should know.
That's right.
Right. So, Deb, you are new to the Talking Lead podcast. Introduce yourself to the Leadhead Brigade.
Okay, so Deb Ferns. I'm actually out of Tucson, Arizona. Started shooting when I was age 50, and bottom line is, I thought to myself, I'm an empty nester. Kids are gone to school. Let's go out and have some fun. Started shooting IDPA, then USPSA, United States Practical Shooting, then started shooting 3-gun.
So you started this last year.
Oh, you're so good. Here we are 19 years later. We started Babes with Bullets in 2004. Just a little over 7,000 women.
Just a little over 7. Wow,
for
you guys
alum.
have grown.
So Kay Michalik was our head instructor. Lisa Munson, many-time national and world handgunner, was our senior instructor.
Mm-hmm.
Lanny Barnes, Athena Lee, you name it, Maggie Reese, all of our female instructors are all national and world champions.
That is something to be proud of. No
I'm
doubt.
thrilled.
And one of the latter that you just mentioned happens to be here with us.
That's right.
So
my Lanny.
Introduce your guest.
Okay, so I brought with me my Lanny Barnes, giving people a little bit of a background. When Lanny and her sister Tracy were still competing as 3-time Olympic Biathlete, I said to them, when you're done competing for biathlon, I said, you're coming to be a Babes with Bullets instructor, and you're going to join my board of directors for our charity foundation, Women's Outdoor Media Association.
And you cannot say no to Deb, can you?
No, what I didn't realize is that when she said that it was going to be a lifetime sentence. So I've been trying to pull away and things like that. But
how did that
Deb
go?
and I are, Deb and I are going to be doing things for the rest of our lives.
That's right, because we're family.
We're family.
I
Yeah.
see that. Lanny, welcome in. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for taking time to join us. We met a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago. I don't know. We can't remember the name of the event, but it was one of those events down in Georgia somewhere.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to meet you. I guess it was you. It wasn't your twin sister. I
Well,
don't know. I mean,
you know,
you guys could
you-
probably pull that off, right?
You actually never know. I mean, a lot of people, they're like, hey, I just saw you last weekend. And I'm like, but did you really?
But did you really?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I mean.
And are you really Lanny, or is Lanny just taking a nap right now up in the room?
I wish Lanny was taking a nap. I mean, that'd be smart of her. But yeah, it's so much fun being a twin. The best thing that ever happened to me, I think.
And you know, for Lanny and Tracy both, we've shot a lot of 3-gun competitions together. And I will tell people, you know, obviously learning how to shoot at age 50 and then starting to compete, I was afraid to take on heavy metal division, which means I'm shooting an AR-10, a 308 POF.
Yeah.
I'm shooting a 12 gauge and then a staccato 45 cal single stack.
Bless your shoulder.
And she said, she's the one that said to me, you got this, girl, you got this. And to coach me through the whole thing, to be the first super senior woman to ever do that. And you know what? I'd go out again and do it tomorrow. That's how big a difference it means when you've got somebody that will help you take it on, show you the ropes better and better and better, and then come back and say, even if you had a bad stage, what did you learn, and how would you do it different? So
We have a great support system, but the honest truth is, I didn't want to be the only person in the industry that was called crazy. No, it's awesome that she stepped up to do that, because there's a lot of men that wouldn't step up and shoot.
Absolutely,
that division,
yeah.
So.
and we
Pretty
got
tough woman.
sponsored by Fiocchi, and that helped because ammo's a big part of.
Ammo costs money, yeah.
Ammo costs money, and when you're just shooting a 308, it's every time I pull that trigger, I go, ooh, $1.25. Ooh, $1.25. Ooh, So it was wonderful. And then when Lanny and Tracy were off the Olympic team, and they were with me on the Women's Outdoor Media Association. We're a 501c3, started in 2009, and we raised money, and Lanny's a big part of this. We raise money for other women's organizations, Foundation of Women Warriors, Soul Sisters, which Lanny could tell you about. We also do Rees Across America, and we also, as of yesterday, did Fallen Blue. So we give all of our money away to other worthy charities. And
Nice. So
Lanny,
you're a nonprofit that gives back to other nonprofits.
you got it.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, we're a little different.
And it's WOMA, which
WOMA, the WOMA.org.
is WOMA.org.
Well,
Yep.
another big part of the WOMA is not just giving to other charities. It's also promoting women and shooting, hunting, fishing, and archery. Because there's not, you look in this industry, and majority of the stories and articles out there are on men, and obviously they're a big percentage of the industry.
Sure.
But there's not as much stories on all the amazing women out there that are doing some pretty incredible things in all those different activities. So our goal is to try to find those women, tell their stories, and help shed some light on some of the amazing women out there.
And Lanny, of course, got me going in hunting. And so now I do a lot of hunting programs with Kay.
What are you hunting?
And
What do you like hunting?
Well,
What's your favorite?
What
What's
do
your
you
favorite
think?
hunt you've been on so far?
Her favorite hunt was her hunt with me when she fell asleep in the blind.
yeah, I knew we were going to share that.
Yeah.
I knew we were going to share that. I will tell you though, I do very much enjoy the elk hunting. I hunt elk, and we do a lot. I take a lot of lady veterans. Lanny's introduced me to a lot of lady veterans that we hunt hog.
You hunt hog. Now, when you do the elk hunt, are you doing the rifle, or are you in archery?
I've done both. I did archery for the first time last November.
Okay.
And had never done it before.
Okay.
And Lanny was the one that said to me, you're gonna have to try it before you just say you can't.
Yep.
And I'm like, but it worked out really well. I got a big cow elk.
Nice.
And
Congratulations.
then the what?
That's a congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
just did my first archery hunt this year,
Okay.
and I didn't do a compound bow because I didn't have enough time, because I wanted to do it ethically, obviously. So I got a crossbow,
Yep.
and I got a nice 9-pointer in Tennessee.
Wow, that's very
I
good.
took one down, and I got some of the jerky over. I'll share with you maybe a little bit
We
later.
like that. Yeah, mine was a compound.
I am want to get into the compound bow, of aspect of the archery hunting. So
Here's
that's my
the
next
thing I'll
goal.
tell you.
But
You
I
gotta
got to
practice.
practice.
You
Yes.
gotta practice.
Practice. Yeah, definitely.
And so then going on from there, because it's a very integrated, one of our big sponsors for She Never Quit, we have awesome sponsors, awesome. Staccato stepped up through Lanny and said, we're going to keep helping you with some good handguns to raffle off, auction off, practice with. And then through Staccato, we got involved with another event that's going on right now with Prairie Fire.
Okay.
And
nice.
You and I were talking about that real briefly, and this is the Prairie Fire spokesperson, because they basically bought Front Sight out of bankruptcy.
Yeah, we took over Front Sight on December 2nd, bought them out of bankruptcy.
So for our listeners who don't know about Front Sight, tell them about
Yeah, so
what
Front
this
Sight is a absolutely beautiful shooting facility about 45 minutes southwest of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Just right outside the town of Prairie Fire, Nevada. And they have about 50 ranges, anywhere from 25 to 800 yards long, and just incredible facility. They have a ropes
Sounds
course.
like an amazing place.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. It's beautiful. I'd never been out there until a few months ago, and I've been to shooting ranges all over the country and was just blown away by the beauty
You've probably been
of this
all over
place.
the world, haven't you?
Oh yeah, sorry. I've been all over the world. Most of the cold, miserable places when I was doing
Sure.
triathlon. But yeah, I mean, just really excited about this facility and the kind of dream and vision that we have for that to kind of make it the home for anything shooting. So it doesn't matter what kind of activity that you like to do, whether it's even archery, long range shooting, we're going to put skeet traps,
Doing
sporting
skeet trap,
clays.
yeah, nice. I got a shotgun you need to look at here.
Yeah.
Before you
Nice.
leave, it's over here.
But you get
Get
it.
your opinion on it.
Yeah, but your bottom line here is that when you look at how many people come into Vegas, and our big thing is we want them to enjoy any variety of shooting sports safely. Well, that's going to end up being Prairie Fire, Nevada. And
Yeah, I mean,
Lanny's going to run the customer service, I think, out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Besides, people obviously, in Vegas is a big thing where, they have shooting experiences now where you go out and you shoot a full auto. And a lot of the people that do that, aren't gun people. A lot of them have never touched a gun in their lives.
Absolutely.
And they put a full auto in their hands.
Doing
and they pull
bachelor parties out there.
Yeah, they pull the trigger and then that's it. They walk away with no appreciation or education on firearms.
On safety or
anything. So besides actual good legitimate training that we're going to be doing out of the facility, any kind of shooting discipline, we're also going to create experiences so that people that come into Vegas, they'll have some fun, incredible experiences. But I always tell people the best way to explain this is, when I cook meals for my husband, I hide vegetables in it. So it's healthy for him, but he doesn't really know it's healthy.
Right. Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing with the experiences we're going to be doing out at Prairie Fire, where they're going to be a lot of fun. People are going to walk away having a great time and some good content for their social media and stuff like that. But they're going to get the vegetables where they learn something about guns and have a better
They're
appreciation.
going to learn something, not know it.
Yeah, and they'll be able to take that to back home and maybe even educate other people on firearms and just have a little bit of knowledge to help our industry.
I dig that.
We have to.
Yeah.
That I look at the overall industry, and of course, the Women's Outdoor Media Association. Our big thing is, are we going to go out to Front Sight, now Prairie Fire Nevada, right? Give these women that new experience with pistols, rifles, shotguns, right? Arms Corps is right out there by Pahrump, and they're doing a bunch of the ammo for them,
Nice.
right? And are we going to make it so that people and families can come out there and have a learning, worthwhile, family-building experience? And it's got all the blueprint is there for that.
Fantastic. That sounds awesome. I want to be a part of that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're going to be doing kids courses and all sorts of things, and not just revolved around shooting. I mean, we want to do self-defense where, it doesn't necessarily involve a firearm, because there's a lot that goes into that. We all know that, using a firearm is hopefully the last resort, and being
absolutely.
aware of your surroundings and all the other stuff. Teaching those types of things, and then also, they have a ropes course out there. And
Amazing ropes course. Yeah.
Backed up to so much.
When we say ropes course, are we getting cattle or, what are we doing here?
Yeah, so canyoneering and
Knot tying kind of deal?
No, so ropes course is essentially, it's probably the one right now, I think it's a 3 or 4 story tall ropes course where you're climbing on the ropes and learning how to belay and rock climb.
I don't know what belay is.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what.
I'm not an Olympian. Come on now.
I will tell you the interesting part was watching the firefighters go out there and say, we
So there's
need
like
this
rappelling and...
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So doing a lot of stuff like that. I mean,
Gotcha.
we're hoping to put in some zip line and have helicopter shooting and a lot of different things, and
all for fun.
What's it called when they have the ropes across like 2 canyons and then you're
canyoneering.
Canyoneering? Canyoneering. Do you do that?
The facility does that right now, and we're going to continue it.
Okay. And this is out at that range?
Uh-huh.
You're doing all this out there. That
Yes.
is awesome.
Yes.
How big is this place?
I think it's just under 700, 800 acres.
Just
and
under 700
Yes.
acres.
Yeah.
Just 700 acres, that's all.
We're going to
That
be
sounds like an
putting in
amazing place.
Well, it's going to be hopefully even better.
This is going to be the Disney World of the firearms industry.
That's the plan. We're going to have a 500 space RV park, and townhomes, condos, things like that. So people can come out and shoot, and then afterwards they can go to just across the facility to hang out, have a bonfire, watch the sunset.
Yeah.
We're going to do nighttime
Grill out
activities.
or something. Yeah.
I will tell you, I'm looking forward to it because I said to Lanny, I said, when I look at where I want to spend more time, it's in a relaxed environment like that with like-minded people.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah,
and of
that's
course,
what it's
that's why
about.
you love SHOT Show. That's why, because we're here with like-minded
But
people.
do I? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Like-minded people. And the Women's Outdoor Media Association, what we do every year with our She Never Quit event, which fills up in less than 24 hours. So now we start out with 10 women.
Yeah.
And then 20, and then 30, 40, 50.
And where do you do this event?
And we do this event down in Mineral Wells, right outside of DFW.
Okay.
And so
Dallas,
now
Fort
we've
Worth.
got 70 women, fills up in less than a day, and they get to try, I think it was 51 different firearms last year.
That's awesome.
Okay, so, and all these very, very qualified instructors, and silent auction, live auction, raffles, but it's women, when they leave us, they walk a little different.
Uh-huh.
They walk
A little prouder.
a little
Shoulders
prouder,
back, a little
shoulders
strut.
back, and they feel like they've accomplished something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we feel very, very blessed that we're able to bring that experience to women. We feel very blessed that we can have great sponsors step up from the firearms industry, that we have great instructors.
Give your sponsors a plug. Who all is behind you
that
guys?
list is long. That list is long.
Run it, Razor.
So
Let's hear 'em.
Arms Corps would be our longest.
They deserve their recognition.
Yep.
Yeah, Staccato,
Ruger.
Fiocchi.
Are they all on your shirt here? Is High Vis?
no.
Is Hogue?
No.
High Vis?
High Vis is one of them. Joanne and Joe with Tanfolio.
Patriot Defense?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Defense.
the list
Beretta.
is Beretta. Oh yeah, they always doing the Shot Champion. Provided all of our steel, so you have something to shoot at, and
Fantastic.
our flyers. Bushnell, Hoppies.
It sounds like you
Otis
got like tons
Technology.
and tons, but you could always use more. So
Oh yes.
if someone wanted to get behind you guys and sponsor and support your organization, how do they do that?
They just go to the WOMA.org. There's a contact sheet in there. It comes to our board, and they look at and we're very, very responsive on getting back to them and showing them what we'll do for them. But you name it, as far as we feel so blessed to have so many of the big names in the industry helping us out.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. I mean, you guys have taken this and just absolutely exploded it in just a short amount of time.
Isn't that like almost spooky?
So you intrigue me, Deb. I got to know what your background is.
Okay, so my 40 years as a meeting planner, mostly with Caterpillar, Motorola.
Okay.
But I also was CDL I used to drive trucks for GMC. So I have a
Okay.
I have a master's degree in MBA marketing, and but 40 years as a meeting planner, and then I kept saying over and over again, here's the Norma Bombeck quote, "You're too young to know." When I stand before God at the end of my days, I want to be able to look at him and say, I used every talent you gave me.
That is amazing. I
So
love that.
that motivates me.
That needs to be on this wall behind me.
Yep.
I like that.
That motivates me, because I think there's a lot of people out there that want to be motivated, they want to do, they're just afraid to take the first step.
Yeah.
And I think that with Women's Outdoor Media Association, we can help them take that first step. And when Prairie Fire's up and running and ready, they're going to be able to help people take that first step. And once you get that first step in, it just gets easier and easier.
Just takes that first one, right?
And easier. And
Yeah.
so, married 46 years, 2 kids. What am I leaving behind?
You got grandchildren?
No grandchildren.
Not yet?
No, I have grand dogs.
Grand dogs. What
Yeah.
kind of dogs do you have?
Mastiffs.
I would expect nothing less from you. Great Danes here.
Yeah, gotta love them. The only
Absolutely.
negative, let's just be
The
honest
big
with your list-
Swedish.
Yeah, let's be honest with the people. It's their life expectancy is not like you do
I
with the
know,
Chihuahua.
I know. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
It's tough, but I wouldn't trade them, and I wouldn't trade my experiences with Lanny and Tracy and the Prairie Fire team we're developing. And yesterday was a highlight in my life to sit with retired General Mark O'Neill, who sits on the board for Fallen Blue Heroes, and hand
What an
them
honor. Yeah.
that check for fall. And I thought to myself, this is a God thing. This isn't a Deb thing. So I felt
Absolutely.
so blessed that we got to do that here at SHOT Show 2023.
Fantastic. Now, Lanny, I can't let the, Olympic biathlon slide. We got to talk about this.
Uh-oh.
We got to talk about your experience as an Olympic athlete.
Yeah, I mean, kind of jumped into it by accident, wanting to stay in shape for soccer, and absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, it combines 2 completely opposite sports, skiing and rifle marksmanship. So you have the endurance aspect of skiing and the skill sport of shooting. And it's very rare when both of those come together on the same day, but when it does, there's no better feeling. And to me, I competed, and I'm maybe biased, but I competed in the best shooting sport in the world, because I had the opportunity to have 50,000 spectators watching me, cheering me on, and that was in Europe. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me is we live in the greatest nation in the world for firearms, and we can't get a crowd for anything shooting. And we need
Right.
to change that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is learning the culture that we had for that sport and trying to figure out a way of bringing that here in the United States so that we have awesome, amazing events that people enjoy watching and they want to get behind. And America, shooting is America's first pastime. There's way before baseball
Way
and football
before
and all
baseball,
that
yeah.
other kind of stuff. And so we need, as a country, we need to embrace that, otherwise we're going to lose it.
Yeah,
So,
or the Annie Oakleys, they used to travel around doing the shooting shows and all that. back in
Well,
the day.
she goes by Lanny Oakley,
Lanny Oakley.
and she does, and she
There it is, right there on
and,
your shirt.
and she does some of the neatest, most
trick shoot?
cool trick shoots.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people call me crazy because I'll unicycle and shoot, roll on barrels and shoot, a lot of different things
She
like
came
that.
out of a coffin shooting.
Yeah.
You did.
Was it a cake or a coffin? I'm sorry.
No.
I'm just teasing. I'm
Yeah.
teasing.
Yeah, so I love trick shooting. It's kind of a way, I compete at the highest level in sport, and now to figure out ways of pushing myself to that next level.
Yeah.
I started doing things that, people call crazy, but for me, it's very specific purpose for, like for example, the unicycle. To learn how to train the brain to keep the body and the feet moving while shooting, that's one of the hardest things to do. And
It's
when you
like
get,
patting your head and rubbing your tummy kind of deal,
Absolutely.
That's what
and
it
for
is,
a
yeah.
unicycle, if you stop moving your feet, like if you start shooting and are focusing on the shooting to the point where it stops your feet, the unicycle stops moving,
Right, and then you
you
fall.
have to hop off. So
or in my case, fall off.
You crash.
So it's essentially forcing the mind to make the movement subconscious and the shooting the conscious act, so that you can focus in on the shot and then keep the feet moving. So there's a lot of reasons why I do the trick
Sounds
shooting.
like a new Olympic sport, maybe. Huh?
It should be.
It should be.
know.
I'm with you,
Come up
Lanny.
with a catchy name for it, and maybe they'll have to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of.
How many years did you compete as an Olympian?
My biathlon career was a little over 15 years, and I did 3 Olympics.
Okay.
And
Medals?
No medals. Had the best U.S. finish in 2010. The Americans were a little bit behind the rest of the world in that sport. I mean, in Scandinavia, they make over, or in Europe in general, they make over €1 million a year. And I think the most I ever got from the U.S. Olympic Committee was $7,500.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah. So it's a totally different world. I mean, we're
Lanny, to give you and Tracy huge credit, a lot of people did not realize that one of the reasons why Tracy and Lanny hunted so much up in Colorado was it was the only way they had to gather protein to keep going for their training.
Yeah.
So when people say you don't know what it's like to be hungry or to have to actually hunt for your food, you have to hunt for your food when you're Lanny and Tracy.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to get creative when you're in a obscure sport like that. But
Do you prefer rifle or archery? Or just going at it with a knife? I can see you doing that too.
I haven't done a lot with a knife yet, but hunted, I'd say majority of my adult life with a bow, and that's what I prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it forces you to get up close and personal, and it's not a guarantee. I mean, with a firearm, I competed in the Olympics, and a lot more confident with a firearm than I am with a bow. But when you have to,
you're pretty confident with a bow.
Yeah. But when you take the wind and all those other different variables into account, it changes the game and makes it a lot more challenging.
It's challenging. When I learned how to hunt with a compound bow, I said to her, I never knew how many things could go wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why practice.
Yep.
What's your favorite archery hunt you've been on?
I'd say every single one of them, because they're all so different.
Yeah. Have you been all over the world?
No, I have been all over the world hunting, but not necessarily archery. I mean, I'm so obsessed with hunting elk in Colorado, just in the mountains outside of Durango. I mean, that's where I grew up, and there's so much public land in Colorado that's my stomping grounds, and that's what I love. And I'm still haunted to this day by some of the hunts that I've been on there because of
Are you a stalk and hunt kind of person?
Yeah, for me it's all spot and stalk. I don't sit very well, so
I don't either. I can't sit still. I hate it.
Yeah. But there's with archery it's so much more challenging, and I love anything that's hard. I'm kind of crazy in that sense.
Okay, now be honest with them too. So she takes me on a spot and stalk for mule deer, right? And she's got me on my belly, and I'm going miles.
Like maybe 50 yards.
Miles.
50
miles.
Which equates to miles.
With everything stuck in me, and I looked at her and I go, I'm not having fun now. I'm not having fun.
Yeah, but you crawled that 50 yards and shot a nice little mule deer.
There I did. And I used a muzzle loader for that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so keep in mind, for that mile I was dragging a 50 cal muzzle loader.
Wow. You are a champ.
Yeah.
I think I carried it.
Who carried it? That's amazing. So, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for taking the time to come by and share with the Leadhead Brigade the amazing things that you guys are doing with WOMA and now the Prairie Fire.
Yeah, Prairie Fire Nevada. We'll be launching that facility soon. Hopefully have a grand opening maybe May or September. We'll announce that.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Would love to be a part of that. You guys feel free to get in touch with me, and let's make the announcement on the show and let everybody know how they can get involved.
We'll make
with
it.
that.
Thank you for your time.
Give your social medias and your websites and all that one more time.
You can reach out me through thewoma.org.
You can check out Prairie Fire at prairiefire.com.
Prairie Fire, are you guys on the grams and social media do any of that yet?
Yeah, a little bit. Prairie Fire is under construction right now, so we'll be diving into the marketing world, in a few months. But we do have a social media page you can follow right now at Prairie Fire Nevada.
And what about Lanny Oakley?
You can follow me on social media at Lanny Oakley, and I also have a website, lannyoakley.com.
And for the WOMA, the WOMA.org, but we're on Instagram. Hey, Jess, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitter, right? There we go.
And LinkedIn, she said.
And LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn, because you are LinkedIn, no doubt. I guarantee you know everybody in the industry. All right, one last question before you leave. I'm asking this of all my guests, okay? First thing that comes to mind. Don't think about it. Just spurt out the first thing that comes to mind, okay? What is the one thing in 2023 that you would like to see disappear, completely gone, never to return?
Woke.
Good one. I like that.
Raisins.
Raisins. Somebody said cheese. I had a cheese answer
I like
too.
cheese, yeah.
But so you hate raisins?
I hate raisins.
Get rid of the raisins.
Get rid of the raisins.
Where are you getting raisins? In your bread or in your
Oh,
cereal?
it shouldn't be in any of that stuff. So yeah.
Do you like grapes?
I do like grapes, which is funny, but
that's what a raisin is.
Yeah, I had some granola the other day. Being a Colorado person, and it had
Did
raisins
your trail
in it.
mix?
Totally ruined it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I'm all over and done and wore out on woke.
You're woke.
Just don't need it anymore. I'm already woke enough. I'm going to be 69.
I'm woke every morning.
I'm woke every morning.
Rudely. I'm woke. So, ladies, thank you so much for taking time to be on.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciate it.
Fun.
Oh, that's what we do here. We have fun.
Okay.
We have fun at the Leadquarters. So, Leadheads, we will have more from the 2023 SHOT Show here from the official Leadquarters at KelTec, booth 11238. Nice. That was so fun. That was fun. All right, Leadheads, welcome back to day 2 of the Talking Lead podcast. We are at the 2023 SHOT Show, coming at you from the official Leadquarters of KelTec, and it is going to be a whopper of a day. Stand by. What's up, brother? I saw you standing there before we get started. I was going to holler at you.
Over. Yeah.
Okay.
He sent me over to do an interview with you. It's ironic because these are weapon industries.
Hey, it's all good, man.
So it all works out.
Where's your booth at?
We're over 13,000 to something.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see it. Look on the
This will be perfect. You sit down and do this with us.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
No, I don't care.
I mean, it kind of will be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I did a Talking Lead podcast with you.
Yes, you did, Tom. You did the Uzi, man. You're a genius.
Uzi. Gotta love the Uzi.
What's up, brother?
See you again, brother.
Yeah.
Don't do the book until get it on screen.
Okay. All right.
Well,
All right.
Over Tov.
All right, so we are continuing. we had an unexpected guest drop in, but this is going to be perfect for the interview that we're getting ready to do. Joining me is our good friend. He's not been on in a while, probably since the last show, was it?
It's been a few years.
That.
Yeah, been a few years.
We've got Yehuda Remer with
Bullet points. Reasons why America should embrace common sense gun law.
But no, the Pew Pew Jew.
That's what I was you hold the book up. I was like, wait, what? Yes, the Pew Pew Jew. That's me.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You know him, you love him. Yehuda, welcome in.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you just mentioned, kind of what we were going to talk about here. Yehuda has a new book out, and read the name of the book again.
Book is called Bullet Points: Reasons Why America Should Embrace Common Sense Gun Law.
And he said should embrace, not shouldn't. Should embrace. So also, I'm going to introduce our next guest. Again, no stranger to the show. He was on our episode of the AK Corner where we talked detailed about the Uzi with IWI, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tom. Alabrando.
Yes, Alabrando.
Alabrando. So welcome in, Tom.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And it's good to meet you in person.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we've got a dancing crew out front. Yeah. We got no beads. There's no beads here. No Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So we were going to do this interview about Yehuda's new book.
I think we should stay with that for a little while.
Okay.
It's
So
good.
what are your initial thoughts on this?
Why we should embrace common sense gun laws?
And be honest. Like, I
Be
not
honest.
offended.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I believe if you look at statistics from, I was a police officer, so that was
Right.
that was my background. So I've seen that it takes me time to get where I need to go. It takes 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on what kind of you're on your own. That's step one right there. Nobody's going to help you. You got to figure that out.
Right.
Bad guys usually hunt in packs. That's a very common thing. With home invasions, it's more than that. But it's kind of a no-brainer. If you go to places like Chicago, my wife's from Chicago, that area, places that have no gun or too much gun laws, too much legislation on it, have higher crime rates, point blank, right? So it's pretty easy to find the correlation between those that can defend themselves and those that can't. And I can tell you for a fact that if you have an interview with a bad guy, a criminal, they will tell you that they're more afraid of a civilian or a citizen with a weapon than they are a law enforcement officer. Because they don't know how that's going to go. Their rules of engagement for them are going to be a little different. For the most part, they're more unpredictable. Cops are predictable. We have rules that we have to go by. We have tactics that help us, mitigate some of that. But the reality is, the citizen they're on their own. They're going to have to figure it out. And I would suggest that they get good training in how to do that.
Sure.
Make their lives a little bit better.
But what about the gun laws? We hear this in the media all the time. We need common sense gun laws. What does that mean to you? Common sense gun laws.
That's the funny part of it is they present laws that don't have any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
The only person it affects are law-abiding citizens. It doesn't affect criminals. I have an FBI book, believe it or not, back at my place that I read all the time. It has to do with 50 different shootings, and they talk about that specifically about we don't care what laws you put in place that has to do with capacity or length or whatever. They literally steal them, get them from anywhere they want.
Yeah.
They trade them like baseball cards, by the way.
Right.
That's something that's very common. They'll give up one thing, get another, and trade up. That's
So-
like Pokemon for criminals.
So kind of what I'm hearing you say is there's really not any
No.
common sense gun laws and whatnot. So I want to read some of the captions on the
Yeah.
the
Then
back,
then
the
we'll let him.
forwards on the back.
Then let's see what he says.
I'll need my readers for this. So
I'm at a
bear
disadvantage
with
because
me.
I haven't read your book, so I apologize.
I've gotten
You'll-
through 2 chapters, and I mean he makes some good points. So that's why we're giving him time to be on the show here. I know a lot of our listeners aren't going to agree with this, but maybe just bear with us. So this is from Cheryl Todd, host of Gun Freedom Radio and founder of Polka Dots Are My Camo. Until now, there has never been a book that has captured so profoundly how I, as a wife, a mom, and a grandma, think about common sense gun laws, other than the Constitution of the United States. Bullet Points needs to be read by every single person running for or currently holding an elected office. Here's another one, Mike, and you want to say his last name?
Mahalski, the owner of Sons of Liberty Gunworks.
Oh, okay.
There you go. The most compelling and complete collection of arguments on why privately owned firearms must be regulated. Page after page of hard-hitting facts to shut down any gun advocacy debate. And then it goes on. You even got one from Brandon Herrera here.
AK guy himself,
I'll let you read that one. Read
So
his.
Brandon wrote, a rhetorical masterpiece by Yehuda. I came in skeptical, but was truly swayed by the compelling arguments made in his book. 10 out of 10.
There you go. So, like I said, I've got through a couple of chapters, and I tend to agree with what these guys are saying. So, flip on to like chapter 7 or 8 there.
I feel like I'm in court all of a sudden.
Right?
Officer Alabrando, could you chapter 7 and 8? Oh yeah, that's awesome.
What do you tell our listeners what you're seeing there?
Yeah, we set you up on that one. We're sorry.
we told that was the long burn, man.
Yeah, that was a long word. That's what we call an ambush.
So
Pretty much.
Yeah, totally ambush. So
he's opening the book.
there's all kinds of chapters and segments with
blank pages.
blank pages.
So your mind was swayed with my argument.
Universal background checks. What do you call it? Ghost guns. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Silencers, nothing there.
Nothing there.
And let me move on to psychological education. There's nothing there. I've read your book. That's awesome.
So you got through it a lot quicker than I did.
all those years in college, and I just zoomed through that book faster than I've ever done. So
Right.
that's awesome.
So it's full of blank pages. So there's your answer to the reasons why Americans should embrace. You shouldn't. There's no such thing as a common sense gun law.
No such thing.
And all gun laws are a violation of our constitutional rights. So kudos to
thank
you,
and
Yehuda.
thank you for having a good sense of humor about it.
Yes.
Like,
No, it's
like we that really was a long burn, like.
But it was good. It was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
It was you had to be here, I guess. I don't know.
drew me into it, and then just boom.
And
blew me out.
boom.
Oh, you've been back to Israel, correct?
It's been a few years, but yeah, I mean, I've been there numerous times. I think the last time I was there was 2016, 17.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because I've been back there several times. I got some of the a lot of the guys I work with are in reserves. Everybody's in reserves back
Right
there, so that's the way it works. So it's interesting to me that the whole country is they have to enlist, they have to serve, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But they're all trained on weapons. When you're doing your time, they're issued the weapon. They have to carry it around.
They
everywhere.
get legit military.
They get
training.
legit military training. Yeah. So it's probably one of the most. The reason that a country the size of the state of New Jersey is as safe as it is, and it sounds like it's not safe, but they actually have their security force is really good, is because everybody is well trained, well educated when it comes to firearms, because everybody has to go through the same thing.
Right.
And I honestly think I'm going to go off topic a little bit.
No, go ahead.
I think it creates
There is no topic.
It creates a national identity because everybody does serve in some way.
Right.
So everybody knows somebody. It's kind of interesting that I can mention a name and 5 people later, oh yeah, I've worked with him, and Orav Nahal or
But the
whatever.
crazy thing is, though, Israel does not have
yeah,
good gun laws.
they don't. They have terrible gun laws.
Like we're talking about like California, Illinois,
So
Connecticut.
they have bad gun
very
laws.
very stringent.
you can have one pistol there.
One gun.
One
You
gun.
can't even own a long gun in Israel, and you're only allowed. At least this is as of a couple of years ago. You're only allowed to own 50 rounds of ammo at any given time.
They changed one thing. They did do this one thing because a buddy of mine who shoots over there, he shoots competitively. If you're part of a gun club and shoot competitively, you can have more than one. So all of a sudden, there's a lot more competition shooters in Israel.
Okay, so that I didn't know
You
that.
still
but
only
that's
get
cool.
50 rounds, though?
No, more than that. They can
Well,
get,
I think-
because they have to practice and.
But
and
I
things like
think
that.
in your home, you're only allowed 50
Yeah.
rounds in your home at a time.
Okay.
You can go to a range or a gun store and say, hey, I'm going to buy 1,000 rounds, but the store apparently holds it
Of
for
all
you.
the countries
Something along those
in
lines.
You would
the
think,
world,
yeah.
why wouldn't they? That makes no sense.
I know.
Again, there's no sense to that whatsoever. That would be you would want every one of your citizens armed to the teeth.
And I'll be honest with you, if you're in a special unit, they can carry concealed because a lot of the guys that I work with are part of the special units that are over
Yeah.
there. So they can actually get a permit and run around.
Yeah, but if you're not a part of
No.
military or law enforcement,
yeah,
then,
if you're an aviation mechanic, you're not going to get that.
then you're
kind
worse
of
than
permit.
California.
I mean, you can get a gun if you live like outside of the big cities. Like I have a brother-in-law that lives in like the hills, and he has a gun. He can carry. But
Yeah.
if you live like in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, it's much more difficult.
It's hard, yeah.
to get a.
Is there a
permit.
lot of crime there?
Not really. I mean,
I mean, there is crime, but it's not like we have here. It's not. I don't think you have the countless things we hear about, the murders and stuff
the
like that.
theft and the.
I mean, they're constant. They're pretty much worried about terrorism.
people.
counterterrorism is a
Yeah,
big
it's
thing.
like the big. That's what they have. That's what they're worried about.
They're-
I got you.
And the way they mitigate it is pretty smart. They don't always have the uniform patrol guy out there. There's a lot of guys that are plain clothes. So if you go to Tel Aviv Beach at 11 o'clock at night, you're going to see, I know what to look for, but there's going to be guys kind of wandering around. And if you see the earpiece once in a while, and that's how they do it. They kind of monitor. And because there's a bit of ambiguity of where those people are, I think it deters a lot of issues. So it works pretty well. They're smart about it. They're real smart about it.
It's crazy. I remember, you go, it's not just Israel stuff. It's like the airline, right? Like El Al. Like you can go on El Al Airlines and they're like, they vet you like crazy to the point where when they serve you dinner, and let's say it's like a steak dinner, like they're giving you a steak knife on the airplane. They're not giving you, at least this was, again, it's been a while, but they used to give you a steak
What airline
knife.
gives you steak? I want to be flying
Well,
that airline.
it's these kosher little package meal. I really wouldn't call it steak. Like one of these microwave dinner
When
type
you-
I mean,
things.
Southwest, you're lucky to get a
Bag of pretzels.
whatever it is, that you get,
Yeah. So
or even a drink.
a lot of the European airlines are like that too. But that's off topic. They also knew who you are when you get there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to send my passport ahead of time. As soon as I get off the plane,
Sure.
go through an immigration. They already know you're good to go. Matter of fact, if you go to Ben Gurion, it's a round rotunda kind of airport. And the reason it's round, and by the way, if you notice some of our airports, like Denver, whatever, it's like that, it's because they have cameras, and there's no way your face is not being seen.
360 degrees.
It's 360 degree gate recognition, facial recognition. So they know as soon as you walk off who you are, what's going on, and
smart.
It's it's brilliant, and it's been that way for a long time. They've had to. When you're in that position, you have to figure it out. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, there's no choice. Exactly right.
Yeah. So the book, what was your inspiration for doing this book?
So I definitely will give credit to Michael Knowles, who wrote Reasons to Vote for Democrats.
Okay.
And it was the same idea. And, it came out a bunch of years ago, and I'm sitting there one day, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to come up with a new idea for a book, and I don't remember what it was. I saw his book again online. I'm like, wouldn't that be funny if someone did something on gun control? Same thing that he did. And I'm like, well, hell, I have 7 books out. I'll do it. And from the time I thought of the idea until the release of it was about 3 months. But it was great. I had to actually preempt a lot of people in the industry, because if they found out I'm coming out with a book on common sense gun law, it's like, like judgment immediately.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're going to, as soon as somebody reads that.
Yeah, it's great. On Amazon right now.
The bowling point.
Right. If you go to Amazon right now, there's 90% 5-star and 1% 10-star. No 2, 3, or 4. It's like.
Are you getting people leaving comments?
Oh, yeah.
Haven't even read them, obviously.
Go to Amazon and read some of the comments.
Tearing you up?
Yeah. No. The 5-star ones, the comments are hilarious. Just these people are having so much fun with it.
So here's what I suggest.
Yes.
If you could get with one of these publishers, April Fool's, is coming up. Of course, everybody's probably going to hear about this before April, but it'd be an early April Fool's joke, and have this big detailed article. This is our interview with Yehuda, talking about this book, and then go through, and then just have nonsensical stuff in there.
Right.
Because people aren't going to read it. They're just going to read the title. And they're going to go down and they're going to leave comments. And then just read the comments. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, when that book rolled out, I had so much fun. I don't know if you know Charlie Cook from Riding Shotgun with Charlie, the podcast. Anyways, he said Remer puts the troll in gun control. That was his review. I'm like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. And then, I designed a magazine cover called Gun Sense Magazine.
Yeah.
And I put myself on the cover with holding the book, and did he, 2A Insider sells out, get all the secrets now,
Were you wearing your jersey?
No, I actually had a nice button-down shirt, a blazer, looking so
professional.
So professional, and I put that out, and people in my community were like, "Oh my God, congratulations on being on the cover of a magazine!" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I just had so much fun.
Thank you.
So much fun rolling it out and trolling. The best was, are you familiar with Mom at Arms, the website?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jill McDaniel, the woman who runs it, is a good friend of mine, and she's brutal when it comes to investigative journalism and stuff like that. She's awesome. And I called her up and hey, Jill, listen, this is my idea for a book. Don't kill me. And she goes, can I have fun? I'm like, absolutely. And I knew exactly what she was going to do. Yeah. For about 3 weeks to a month before I actually released the book, she started releasing posts and articles that has the Pew Pew Jew sold out on the Second Amendment. And I had people in the industry blowing up my phone. They're like, what the hell is going on?
Dude?
And she was having so much fun until it was released, and then everyone was just freaking out. People on the right were like, this is amazing. Some people were like, this is great, but we don't find it that funny, because they got played and they don't have a sense of humor.
Right.
And then the people on the left are, buying the book on Amazon, posting videos saying, can't believe we bought a book and it was all blank. It's
yeah, how many people wanted their money back?
10%.
10%
on Amazon.
Hey,
which I'll take. I'll take
you
that.
You should put a disclaimer on it. You get what you pay for.
Yeah. Well, I actually wrote a review, mock review from Shannon Watts. Said never judge a book by its cover. Shannon Watts.
Oh, I like that.
Had a good time with it. So.
Well, congratulations on a great idea.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Everybody's like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
That's genius.
That's awesome.
So Tom.
Yes, sir.
IWI, sponsors of the Talking Lead AK Corner.
Yes.
What have you brought us today? What kind of gun porn are we?
Yeah, it's the new Carmel rifle. We just released it at show. It's probably going to come out maybe second quarter is what we're looking at. This is something that was kind of in the background
May I?
for a long time. Yes, absolutely.
yes. Keep
In the background for a long time. It developed like 2009, 2008 time frame, believe it or not. And we had to modify it a little bit for the U.S. market. This is going to be made in the United States, actually, but it's an originally Israeli design. I know the engineer, actually, who came up with it. That's the cool thing about working for the company. I can actually go right to the engineers, and we can talk to them directly, and we have this input and this relationship with them, and they listen, and they do a really good job. I mean, engineers and operators, I'm more of the shooter guy. We are sometimes at odds with each other because they know how to make things work, and we know how to run them, and we have to kind of meet in the middle sometimes. Right. So this thing turned out good. You have to slam it hard. There you go. You can't be gentle with it. You got to be very aggressive. We want to be aggressive.
That's the way you're supposed to be.
So it's a short stroke gas piston system, 2-position regulator at the front. It's just regular and suppressed. So it runs, we already ran a bunch of the more gassy cans on it, and it runs great. So we're real happy with it. It's the thing that's different about this one compared to, you can hold on to it, the version in Israel, is this is M-Lock. The one there was a polymer forend, had a slope at the front of it, so it came in behind where the gas regulator is there. Okay. And we didn't want that. We wanted the pick rail to go out a little further. Why? Because we have stuff we want to put on the gun. So real estate's important for us because we have laser aiming modules and heights and things like that. Right. So the M-Lock, we didn't, we wanted to reduce weight as much as possible. You only put what you need on it if you need to. It's ambidextrous controls, 45-degree throw on the safety. The trigger's about 4.5 pounds. It's ambidextrous bolt release, ambidextrous magazine release as well, which is kind of cool. Yeah, as you get back, the grip, this is something that we did here in the U.S. We wanted an AR-15 type grip because that's the most common one out there. People want to change it out. It comes with a B5, but some people might have smaller hands.
Put whatever you want to on there.
Put whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a QD attachment point here. Now, you notice there's not one on the rail. That's because we supply you. It's an M-Lock, so we supply you a QD attachment. You put it where you want it. Okay. So we got tired of trying to, where do we want to drill these holes? Well, everybody's going to be a little different, right. So it just makes sense to exploit the rail and let it do its thing. So here's another cool thing with the stock. You had a variable comb height riser, okay, and you got variable length of pull. It comes from the inside. Oh, nice. And the reason the inside is if you're going to actually grab this almost like a sniper hold, right? Sure. You're not going to accidentally collapse it, which is important. Sense. But let me show you something else that's kind of cool. Let me borrow this guy for a second. Okay. So let's say I'm a southpaw guy, right? I'm a left. I'm going to take the charging handle, put it right here in that little slot, pop it over, and now it's set to the opposite side. So now it's set for a right-handed person. Wow. Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that. It takes just a couple seconds, and now I've reconfigured the charging handle. So it's truly ambidextrous. And somebody asked, well, why not just have a charging handle on both sides? The one thing you figure out very quickly if you're carrying kit or whatever, it just creates more snag points that you don't need. Right. So it's better to have it kind of in one place where you know where it is and you're dealing with it as opposed to having all this stuff jutting off the gun.
I love it. And this is available now?
It's available second quarter, probably late second quarter. It's not available yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
To a dealer near you.
Yeah. Soon.
Do we know
second quarter soon?
Do we know price point on this?
Yeah, it's going to be around the Galil price range. So in the 1800-ish. Yeah. So that's going to be set a little bit further out, but not quite as much as a Tavor. But this,
does it come with the sights?
No, the sights is up to you.
Okay.
We don't want to get into that. There's too many options. There's too many people that want.
Sure.
I want back.
Well, I mean, you got into the grip, so you might as well get into the optics.
Yeah. When it comes to sighting systems, you notice the Galil Gen 2 doesn't have the sights on it. It came down to some folks wanted iron sights. Yeah. Some folks wanted a low power variable optic on it. So the iron sights kind of get in the way. Yeah. So when you get into something like this, the accuracy on it's phenomenal. They might want to put an LPVO. If you put an iron sight on it or whatever, they're going to just remove it anyway because they don't want to have that.
Are there going to be different calibers available?
For now, it's just going to be 5.56.
5.56?
And we're staying with the 16-inch.
And any of the mags, any AR mags work with it?
Any AR mags work.
They all work
with it? It's going to come with a Gen 3 P-Mag, which were phenomenal. But, if you put metal GI mags in there, the original design, the Israeli military, for the most part, they've changed a little bit, but they use metal magazines, so it was built around the metal magazines. Gotcha. So we changed the dimension on it because it was a little tight with those the polymer magazines. It accommodates that real well now. So
And
Easy day.
again, the name.
It's the Carmel rifle.
And how do they come up with the Carmel? Where did that come from?
It's a place, Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel.
Everything in Israel. So all the guns.
Give us the history of Mount Carmel, Yehuda. I'm just kidding.
It's in the Bible. No, it's in the New Testament actually. It's
well, there's a lot of
significant.
heathens that listen to this podcast too.
Bunch
so
of damn atheists.
they need to be Jesus-cated.
That's okay. I'm a Gentile anyway.
You're a Gentile?
So it's fine. Yeah, but
we legislate and we Jesus-cate.
Most of the like
Is that a word?
Tavor is a mountain in Israel as well.
that,
The Masada is a plateau.
Yeah.
Mostly it's named after. Uzi was one of the only ones named after a person. Galil was named after Galili. But Galil is also a mountain in Israel.
Mountain. Yeah.
So it kind of hit both things.
Yeah, I think they're more for the dude as you read the history there.
Yeah, it's more for the guy in that
it's
case.
more for the guy in that
Uzi
case.
Gal and
I like this, man. It's beefy. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely beefy.
Yeah, it's
But that's-
7.5 pounds.
7.5 pounds.
Say again? No, it does not reciprocate. Thanks for bringing that up. It does not reciprocate. It
Gotcha.
stays in the forward lock position when you shoot it.
Okay. And is it locked back last round? Lock
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
do
all that. Oh,
does
yeah.
all that good stuff?
Yeah, you got the bolt catch right here.
Boom.
Yeah, so it's going to lock back, and then for the lefty, when he inserts the magazine, he can just run his thumb up and hit it on the left side, on the right side of the gun, instead of having to do like in an M4. You either have to use your index finger as a lefty, or you have to reach around the front of it and then hit it.
How much time have you got on this so far? How many rounds have you?
Let's see. We did a test of over 10,000 rounds.
What about you personally?
Me, about I don't know, 300-400. You know, during testing, it was accuracy testing, and then I was doing some just
Did you go
manipulation.
distance?
Say again?
Did you do distance on it?
We did accuracy testing at 100. We haven't run it out to distance, and it was shooting sub-minute with 77 grain ammo, and that's what we were going for.
Very nice.
So eventually,
you got the adjustable gas block there
and the
too.
adjustable gas block. Eventually,
I like it.
I'm going to get out to running. A friend of mine and I are running a precision rifle course, so I'm probably going to stretch it out there when I have some time on the side.
Okay. Well, feel free to call me, and I'll definitely help you out with that.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. So there you go. IWI's latest offering, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out. Is it available? Is it on the website? Not available, but is it to be viewed? Do you guys got up?
Yeah, there's marketing material that's
marketing
out there.
material.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll get some snapshots of it too here in just a minute too.
Absolutely.
Post them up. But we are live right now, so say hey to the Leadhead Brigade.
How we doing, guys? What's going on? Hi from
guys.
IWI.
Howdy.
So we're looking forward to season 5 of the Talking Lead AK Corner.
Yes.
We did a Uzi segment. We did a Galil segment. So what's our next one? Do you think we should bring out?
Negev.
Yes, the Negev.
Absolutely.
So be looking for
I
that.
said it like an Israeli. Did you notice that?
I got it. Yeah.
Oh no, they corrected me so many times.
Do
over
they?
there. They're like, no, you don't say it. It's Negev. I'm like,
Negev.
yeah, Negev. That's the way they say it.
Yeah.
Can I do a blatant plug for something?
Absolutely.
Is
That's
that
what-
cool?
That's what you're
So,
for. You are sponsors.
IWI Academy. That's what I run now. That's currently. I'm the lead instructor for it, and we're expanding our reach across the country. We're getting a bigger bench of instructors. I got a 20th Special Forces Group guy who's also a cop out in Utah who's going to be running classes, and we're expanding the offerings outside of just Tavor. Right. So, red dot pistol. There's a home defense class coming up. We're going to start doing law enforcement training again.
Nice.
So I have the ability to blow up. I was doing 2 jobs before. I was doing law enforcement
Doing a
sales.
little moonlighting, huh?
I was, and then there was the side hustle was kind of academy. Well, they wanted to expand that, and so they kind of cut me loose. Like, what do you want to do? All right,
Yeah.
this is what I want to do.
Let you off the chain.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
where can they go to get more info on this and sign up?
So if you go to IWI Academy, you see the current offerings that we have out, which is pistol, red dot pistol, AK Galil, which is one of the courses that's very popular. And then Tavor Operator 1, 2, and 3, but we have the Zion too, and the M4. So we're going to have a beginner, intermediate, advanced M4 course, basically like
Nice.
the Zion. And if you attend that, the Carmel, we can train the Carmel at the same time as we're doing an M4. The
Very cool.
manual of arms is close enough.
Yeah,
That
I
it's,
see that,
it's not
yeah.
that big a deal. So anytime there's corresponding manual of arms like AK and Galil, it's easy to run those things side by side. So
Nice.
makes it more efficient.
Very cool.
That's my blatant plug.
Yehuda, what's your blatant plug?
www.thepewpewjew.com. Definitely, if you think my autograph is worth $8, go get signed copies. If not, go to Amazon, I got a lot of fun swag, other books.
It's
and
the
stuff
perfect
like that.
gag gift to send your liberal friend,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's just kind of poking the eye.
No, for sure.
It is.
I love it. Guys, thank you so much for taking time to be on. Let's keep in touch, Yehuda.
Yeah,
let's
absolutely.
Let's not make it, 5
Yeah.
years again. That's redonkulous.
Yeah, definitely.
do
Anytime you
some
want,
stuff.
let me know.
And I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir.
right.
Absolutely.
Guys, we'll be back with more for the 2023 SHOT Show Day 2 here at the official headquarters of KelTec.
The KelTec KSG 410 is the perfect sidekick with no kick. At just over 1.5 inches wide, just over 26 inches long, and just over 5 pounds, you'll be hard-pressed to find a more impressive 410 bore shotgun. In fact, it's the world's first and only pump-action 410 bore bullpup shotgun. The side-by-side dual feeding tubes and one in the chamber delivers an impressive 11-round total capacity, making it as functional as it is fun. Innovation, performance, KelTec.
So there you go, Leadheads. That does it for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. I hope you enjoyed those interviews as much as I enjoyed bringing them to you. SHOT Show was a blast. And as you heard me mention earlier in the show, we will be at NRA at KelTec's booth, 8263. So if you're at NRA in Indy this year, come by and see me. Introduce yourself. I'd love to meet you, shake your hand, and hopefully we'll have some cool giveaways. We're working on that. More to come, so stay tuned on that. And then the next episode after this one, make sure you guys tune in because we're going to be talking with one of the co-creators of the Kraken foam, the Kraken cases. You saw those in our giveaway that we did, our big 10-year celebration giveaway. We had $10,000 in prizes and firearms and all kinds of cool stuff, and those Kraken cases were part of that. So we got Ben Ryder joining us on the next episode, so be looking for that because that's going to drop right after this one. So stay tuned for that. Plus all the other interviews that we still have from SHOT Show, and just got a lot of stuff lined up for you guys this year. It's going to be a fun year, and I'm going to enjoy bringing you all the leaducation. So Leadheads, go and support all our sponsors, Mission First Tactical, SEAL 1, KelTec, IWI, Medicine in Bad Places. Use these discount codes, Medicine in Bad Places. Leadhead 20 gets you 20% off at Medicine in Bad Places. That's Leadhead 20. KelTec, Leadhead, 15% off. Lockdown, Leadhead, 15% off. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there because Kraken Cases, that's their guest next week, but they've gone ahead and done a discount code for you guys too. So to get one of their awesome space age memory foam that they got in these things, I mean, it's alien technology. It's crazy. Talking Lead, 10% off any of their cases that they've got there at Kraken Cases. And of course, Mission First Tactical, Leadhead, 20% off. Good buddies at SEAL 1, Leadhead, 25% off. 1776 United, get our Talking Lead logoed shirts. Talking Lead will get you 20% off. ASP USA, all caps Leadhead, 15% off. Factory 47 for our AK Corner swag and apparel, Leadhead, 10% off. So go use these discount codes. Support those that make this show possible each and every week. And as always, keep your loved ones close and keep your firearms and those discount codes even closer.